I love to think about how and when people might listen to this show. The idea that it connects me, here, in the past, to your present. And my message to you is, keep going. You're doing better than you think you are. Radio means that you're not alone. You're part of a community of listeners. One of my favourite radio presenters is Ian Lee, who presents a late-night phone-in show. It's a strange and anarchic space. Late-night phone-in radio shows have a very special kind of community.
I'm trying to remember, what was it, Clive Bull? Peter Cook used to ring up and pretend to be this melancholy Norwegian fisherman.
Yes.
Old people would ring up and they had Hammond organs at home and they would play the Hammond organ down the phone line.
And also people would ring up and say, "No night, Clive." And that was it. Just ring up to say goodnight to him because they felt like they were in a conversation with him.
They realise it's just a conversation with someone on the radio, but it's a chance for them to be heard for a moment in the day.
In our last piece, John Osborne has a poetic tribute to the particular duet between the listener and the late-night radio host.
Who are the people who call up radio phone-ins, sharing their opinions with people in cars or waiting for their toast to pop? DAB next to kettle.
Right, OK, what do you want to talk about this morning? What is it that's important to you?
What scrapes has your pet got into, or indeed got you into?
11111 as we talk about chores and outsourcing them.
We eavesdrop. A baked bean can to our ear.
What would you like to see brought back?
Return of feet and inches, pounds and ounces.
But my kids haven't got a clue what a pound or an ounce is.
I know, but they could do it for us old ones, couldn't they?
Here's a subject. Let us know what you think. But these conversations often disappear. Two people shouting at each other across train platforms, giving instructions through a window cleaner through double glazing, or when your sat-nav doesn't agree with your shortcuts. Sometimes a connection.
John's on the line from Stowmarket on this. Hello, John. Good morning.
That's John in Margate.
John from Leeds.
John's visiting us here in Jersey at the moment. Afternoon, John.
Hello.
A perfect duet.
Whereabouts in the city centre, John?
I've just got into my car.
Like the first time the waitress in the cafe you have breakfast in on Saturdays remembered your name.
If I saw you in the street, what sort of dog would I see you walking, John?
Oh, he's just an idiot, really. He's just... there's a bloke with a stupid dog.
Or you realise you've been talking to the people you sit with for an hour without anyone mentioning work.
I don't spend time in my pants. I spend time in normal clothes. I've not even got a dressing gown. I feel like that's a dangerous way to go.
It's a slippery slope.
It's a slippery slope, yeah.
This is the Late Night Phone-In, and I'm Sam Walker. Thank you very
Something
much
happens after
Really
10 p.m.
to hear what you've had to say.
No one's got their shoes on anymore.
I'm digressing. If you know which very famous comedian performed the B-side of the Sparks single...
The washing up's been done and the bathroom smells of bubble bath.
John, hello.
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 1,000 people all under one duvet.
Can I take a guess at that last question?
Oh, yes.
Is it Les Dawson?
I'm afraid incorrect.
I'm disappointed. Okay, well, luckily I didn't phone for that. That was an added bonus.
Okay.
I've been listening to your radio show tonight, and I've been really enjoying it. I don't often listen to late-night radio, but it's been such a kind of enjoyable, cathartic experience that I just stumbled upon.
Oh, well, fabulous. Hello, welcome. Come on in, the water is lovely.
And so I kind of wanted to be part of it, but I didn't really know what to do, what I could contribute. So
Anything, as you've probably heard.
So I've written a poem about late-night radio. Can I do the poem for you?
Please do.
Okay. It's called Late Night Radio Phone-Ins. I'm not very good at titles. All right. A row of bungalows, lights off, curtains drawn. Apart from one, and you can smell their nest quick. The whole cul-de-sac lit by the lights from the hob as the milk warms in a pan. Good late-night local radio phone-ins are harmonies, duets. Sinatra and Dean Martin, Take That and Lulu, Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. They are a chess match between a pair of headphones on a swivel chair in a radio studio and someone with their feet on a footstool, their landline in their hand, telling you about their day as the radio presenter plots a few moves ahead. Everyone's asleep in the block of flats, but there's one light on. Not an insomniac, just someone who doesn't want to go to bed yet. Going to sleep used to be so straightforward. We don't ask for much. People who like listening to late-night radio phone-ins. For some of us, it's our only chat of the day, saying hello to the post lady. Or to the man on the till in Morrison's. You go to him every time, no matter how big his queue is, because he knows it takes you a while to find the coins in your purse. He won't tut or roll his eyes at the next customer as you rummage. And he'll ask how your week's been and about your bad shoulder. It's much better, thanks. A late-night radio phone-in is like walking a good dog, being led across familiar muddy fields at 10 p.m, 11 p.m, midnight. Those awkward hours before you go to bed. It feels like you know the other people listening. You'll never meet them, but you don't need to. It's just nice to know they're there in their front rooms in Manchester and Merseyside, Southampton, Stowmarket, Margate, Jersey, Sheffield and Leeds, listening to late-night local radio. There you go.
Oh, that was terrific.
Oh, did you like it?
Very, very much, John.
Oh, thanks, Sam.
So do you write poems often?
Yeah, I do what I can. Yeah, I quite like writing poems.
Have you got any others?
I've got loads, mate.
I got loads.
In that last phone-in, John Osborne was talking to Sam Walker. John listened to and phoned into all kinds of local BBC radio shows, but he was particularly beguiled by Sam's. He said that she had an incredible connection with every guest who called in. Hearing a connection in real time between strangers, one that ignores their distance and their physical circumstances. I mean, that isn't exactly what quantum entanglement is, but it's at least analogous. Thank you so much for listening to Shortcuts. You can find many more programmes to listen to and download at bbc.co.uk/Radio 4. And also, as a special treat for the podcast listeners, we've got an extra little clip of John Osborne speaking to Sam Walker on the radio, where he reads another poem, which I love so much, and which she loves so much, and which I think you're going to really enjoy too.
Can I have one more?
Yeah, do you want one about Gwyneth Paltrow?
As long as it's not defamatory in any way, I would love one about Gwyneth Paltrow.
Okay. Bored of celebrities giving their kids unusual names, Gwyneth Paltrow calls her next daughter Dave Webster. She is so beautiful, beautiful Dave Webster. She has her mother's hair. It's not Dave, it's Dave Webster, Gwyneth says sharply. I'm sorry if that sounds pretentious. Can you believe Dave Webster is 11 already? She's growing up so quickly. That's a pretty name, a guy in a bar says, but Dave Webster's heard it all before. Dave Webster admits to being a massive Coldplay fan. She really loves British culture, especially soccer. Dave Webbo Webster wearing a Man United shirt is the most Instagrammed photograph of the year. And she started playing five-a-side with Rihanna's daughter, Brian and Julie Williams.
I love that. Thank you.
Thanks,
They're terrific. Do you perform these poems?
Yeah, I've done a bit, yeah.
You should, definitely. They're really good. They're really good. Thank you for sharing.
Oh, thanks for doing a nice show to listen to.
Well, no, it's been nice to talk to you. I love a poem. I have one more night until Alan is back.
Oh, great. Well,
Next week. So if you have some time and would like to read another poem tomorrow, I would very much welcome it.
I'll give you a call.
Thanks, John. Nice to talk to you. Night-night. I love that. I love that. I love the late night poem, and I also love the Gwyneth Paltrow poem as well. Dave Webster, says Gwyneth sharply. That was fabulous. It reminds me of my poetry writing days in my youth. They weren't as good as that. I'll tell you that for now.